Now, many of you will know that yesterday we got the insurance registrations of 3,800, and this number was for both Nio and Onvo, which so many of the investors or the new investors were not happy at all about and wondered what's really happening. Why are the figures that low? Well, today we just got a clarity of what might be the issue coming from Nio. Apparently, 1,000 license plate to users could not be, of course, registered, as there is a MIT system failure or unable to successfully upload the certificates, which is something that this led into a delay of deliveries of more than 1,000 in Shanghai. So could this mean that if it was not for this delay, Nio could have had 4,800 insurance registrations? That remains a question that investors have. But what we know is that there's been a delay into certificate printout, which is something that delayed, of course, the deliveries of this model. It appears that this communication by Nio to, I suppose, a Nio user who had ordered or was waiting for the delivery was communicated and said that this Tuesday they were expecting maybe some positive feedback from Shanghai. But as it stood at the time of this, of course, communication by Nio to a customer, it was still a problem. They could not finish or complete a registration of the car, which is something that is not good. So this is the reason that we are seeing, or which surfaced the streets of social media today. I don't want to stand in or say what not, but I know one thing for sure is that I know that Shanghai is one of the cities that generates quite significant of amount of deliveries to Nio, and seeing that they had this issue, it could be the primary reason why we saw insurance registrations being low. So are we going to see a much better feedback or registrations next week? Well, we'll have to wait and see, but hopefully this backlog of registration or registering a car to users a license plate, it gets resolved as soon as possible, because it will have an impact into Nio's total monthly deliveries. Hopefully it gets to be fixed soon, but it appears, based on this, it therefore means we could have seen 4,800 yesterday had it not been for this backlog we are reading about here today. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about this. I mean, so many of the people were asking why are the insurance registrations this low? Is Nio having an issue with the demand? Which this shows us that I don't think it's a demand problem, but it is the glitch that is happening or currently happening in Shanghai. So I guess investors are happy, and those that sold yesterday because of the low insurance registrations, yeah, I suppose right now they are worried. Some of them should be worried, because there are those that concluded that Nio has got a demand problem after those 3,800 insurance registrations. So this is what came into Shanghai, and hopefully this week they resolve all this and they get the cars to the people out there. I mean, when we look into Onvo, there are some of the Onvo stores. I mean, there are some pictures of an Onvo store trending which is empty, showing that all the Onvo stores in that Onvo store, there are all the cars on the floor are sold out, which is something that shows the demand of Nio being there, which is something that shows the demand of Onvo being there. I don't think we can see, I mean, it was not making sense at all seeing other companies selling well or doing well, but Nio not doing that well in terms of insurance registrations yesterday. I mean, it was not looking good at all, I must say. And I didn't even stand for them. I did say the numbers were lower, or came lower than what was expected, which, knowing that now there is a problem or there is a backlog of car registrations in Shanghai, it is something that I think probably it makes sense, because Shanghai, like I said, it's one of the cities, if not the city when it's selling most cars on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis. And seeing it having this backlog, of course it is not good for Nio, because it hurts, or it is hurting Nio which, yeah, all what Nio said is that they are hoping that this gets resolved by this Tuesday, and hopefully, indeed, we hope that it is resolved and the customers are now receiving the cars. We just hope to see or hear at least a confirmation of saying that everything is back to normal. But otherwise, next week, insurance registrations, I suppose, will tell us if, of course, this issue has been solved or not. But as for now, there's still this issue, or this is what we know about the issue, and hopefully it gets resolved as soon as possible. So 4,800 or are almost 5,000, around 5,000, it's what Nio was supposed to have, but because of these bad locks, they find themselves sitting at that 3,800, which so many of the new investors were disappointed when looking at that number. So tell me what you think about this, man. I mean, you will know that people get to buy these new energy vehicle cars as they push the NEF penetration rate in China. I mean, China wants more new energy vehicle sales than gas car sales, right? I mean, it is for this reason that even the incentives for new energy vehicle cars, they are making sure that the amount which users get when they are buying or swapping their old cars for new energy vehicle cars, it's more than that which they get when they are buying gas cars. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about this. I think this is bullish, this is massive, and it tells us not only where Nio is, but it tells us where Nio could be in the future. China loves Nio, man. If there's one thing that I know is that China government likes Nio, and they will never allow Nio to go to bankruptcy. They will never allow Nio to die, because Nio, not only is it big and massive in China, but also outside of China, it is that car brand that when you talk about premium, you cannot leave them outside when you talk about Mercedes, BMW, which therefore, because of that status or the kind of status that Nio holds, China will never allow this company to go to bankruptcy. I'm not saying they are going there, but I'm saying even if they are to find themselves in trouble or a financial crisis, China will do something to make sure that they help this company to stand on its feet again and continue building and deploying cars. So yeah, man, this is what we read today. Hopefully next week or this week things are better and we get to see things starting to move smoothly. I know some of the people or most investors were worried about the figures, which, reading this, I think it brings some sort of a relief. I'm not making news for Nio. I'm just not standing for Nio or making excuses. This is what we read today, and hopefully when this gets resolved, we are going to see Nio delivering the good insurance registrations that we're looking for or that we want. I mean, this also means that even for Onvo, this might be part of the reason why we saw the 830 and not maybe the over 1,000 which we were looking for. Hopefully when this gets to be resolved, it will sort or solve the issues of both Onvo and Nio, and we are going to see some good deliveries. Otherwise, with all that, do your own DD, man. Long term will win. Blue sky is coming. Those that are persevering will most definitely be rewarded with time. Otherwise, that's all from me, man. Don't forget to hit the likes button, comment, subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell directly to get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Blue sky is coming. Long term will win. That's all from me, and God bless you all.